Okay, so just so you all know, there is an article, a couple of articles in the Blicky, which is about international licensing for your multi-platform content. So again, if you visit the Blicky, you'll find articles, several articles actually, that look at how you can generate revenue from your content from an international perspective. Moving on, so we had three great mentors who helped sort of with the prep stages. So now, what about the revenue generation? Where's it going to come from? And for that, we're going to turn to Kate Hanley. No pressure, Kate. She's going to tell us a bit about how BuffaloAirTV.com can turn some of these great ideas into revenue, at least in one area, that is the basis of her Blicky, which is online syndication. So, Kate?
Yes, no pressure, Kate, but my whole financial future depends on you right now.
Oh, dear. Hi. Is this? Sorry. Can you hear me? Okay, great. All right, Lee, first let me just say I would need a couple of hours, and I would be happy to plan your entire future. I'm known as a control freak, so. But given that I have about 2 minutes, I want to start with a compliment, really feeding off what Andrew said, is how much content you are going to be creating, video content. You've talked in your larger proposal that we were allowed to see quizzes, games, podcasts, audiocasts, all kinds of content that could be standalone in some ways and that you are planning to seed virally, all through Facebook, Twitter, all of the different social networks. This is really, really critical right now because right now there are well over 200 million websites online. So you are vying for viewers with an enormous pack of competitors and huge fragmentation. And this is an issue with both marketing and bringing people back to the site, but it's a monetization issue. So what I wanted to just quickly talk to you about is how do you take some of those assets and actually monetize them off-site? So yes, let's bring them people on-site, but you may need to look at off-site as well nowadays to be able to pull in enough eyeballs to really generate proper money. So one simple example, or sort of an ambitious one actually, would be if you might be looking for a corporate sponsor to help underwrite your site. You're going to run into probably a challenge in that even with all the fantastic marketing you're doing, you might have trouble generating enough traffic to attract a big sponsor who really, they can spend money with you, or they can spend money on Google, or they can spend money on CTV. And you've got to be able to show them the eyeballs. So one thing you could do is come up with some content pods, which might include just video. You've got these fantastic characters. You've got a lot of streaming content already. Can you do a great little video series based on the hilarious things that Buffalo Joe says? Could you do a series, either alone or in combination, on fantastic weather things and near crashes and all the exciting things that young males 18 to 35 are interested in, which could help you build your demographic? But also take those pods or series and offer them for free in a controlled syndication pattern where you say to other portals who need content and niche websites that need content, but not the video sharing places. So we're not talking viral here, we're talking other places. Say, we're going to give you this and we're going to give it to you for free, but here's the hitch. It's going to be sponsored, and it may have some brand integration, and it may have some ads in it. Then you go to, let's say there's a beer sponsor who is really interested in reaching young guys through these incredible, scary conditions with the pilots, kind of like the truck, ice truck road guys. And you say to him, not only am I going to deliver you all the viewers that are on my own site, I'm actually going to deliver you cumulatively viewers from my site and the 20 other sites that I made a partnership with. And this is something that's being done in the US more and more, and it is one of the only revenue models that's actually showing some success. For a good example of it, there's an independent producer in the US called Studio One Networks, and they've built an entire business on this kind of sponsored syndicated content. And then there's some fancier models that are mentioned in my article, but I'll leave it at that. I'll just say very quickly, to make that work, there's a few things, and our next speaker will probably talk about them. One, you've got to pin down your demo. You can't talk about this wide, we're everybody. So if you're going to go to a sponsor, you say, and you don't want older people. So it's either the 25 to 49 or go for the 18 to 35 males. And you got to create the hook that this is wild, this is fun, this is great. Or if you're going on an educational route, this is educational. I would be approaching your sponsors either before you shoot or at least before you create any of this material, so they have an opportunity to mold that concept with you and possibly have some integration. And then finally, I'd stay away from viral distribution. Sometimes for the beer guys, they don't mind it as much, but a lot of sponsors and advertisers don't love the idea of being attached to something where they don't know where it's going to go. So that's my advice.